Thank you for clicking on this video, and thank you for joining the channel, subscribing, and turning on notifications. Family, imagine with me. What would it take for you to end up in your underpants, in the middle of the road, with a weapon tucked into your waistband facing down the law? What's the story that took you there? I am referring to the character Walter White in the pilot episode of Breaking Bad. The story of why Walter White ended up that way is fascinating. Why did he end up that way? I contend that it was because doing what he was doing before wasn't working out for him. Hi, I'm Christopher the Storyteller. I'm a Web3 content creator. I work in advertising and marketing. I have a special accent. I am a bibliophile. Why do I want to become a storyteller? Because doing what I was doing before, not sharing stories, isn't working out for me. Bibliophile is the first word I need to break. Strictly, it means book lover, but I love more than books. I love stories. Stories are told in marketing and advertising. Stories are told in award-winning series. Stories are told in video games, and yes, books as well, but also there is an oral tradition. Growing up in Jamaica, we had a lot of oral tradition, the Anansi stories. Anansi is a bit of a trickster like Loki or Puck or Hare in Alice and Utley's stories. Anansi stories were some of the only things slaves brought with them from Africa. Even though Nigerians, Senegalese, Beninese had their freedom, their dignity, their culture, their identity stripped from them, they still had their stories. And those stories became songs, and songs became freedom. Songs of Freedom was performed by Bob Marley. And what's interesting about Bob Marley is that he emerged on the world stage in the 60s and 70s, around the time when the world was experiencing a massive political and psychological shift. Anti-Vietnam protest, Roe versus Wade, the Montgomery marches, Yom Kippur War, Iranian Revolution, invasion of Afghanistan, oil shocks, The Clash, Pink Floyd, The Doors, Star Wars. Fast forward past the 80s and 90s, and I'm on campus living the life of a kid born in the 70s. Man about campus in a boom. A plane hits the World Trade Center. Right hemisphere of my brain goes, huh? That's terrible. Minutes later, another plane hits the building on live TV, and the left hemisphere goes, huh? I need to figure this out. So I started studying psychology and law to gain insight into what just happened. What I learned over 6 years is that the intersection of our laws and the mind is more complex than anything in the known universe. Law is a thing of rules, and the mind is limitless. Law creates order, and the mind can be chaotic. Laws are made by people. The mind is made by something far greater. Law and the mind are two fundamentally incompatible properties. Large governments have no empathy. They don't understand nuance. They don't forgive. They don't empower. Large governments kill, kidnap, and rob people of freedoms and wealth. And hence I am a political libertarian, and I don't tolerate big governments. Labor, conservative, Democrat, Republican. A plague on all your houses. Dread that I've either pissed people off or gotten people very excited, but I was advised to be myself, and for good or ill, this is me. I may be the one that gets caught with my trousers down, and I may be the one that will be challenging the law, but I'll be genuinely me. As you can tell, there is a lot to unpack. Slavery in the 16th, 20th century, the law and psychology, free speech, and politics. I love to talk about these things, and I love to hear about these stories. The stories connect us, they preserve us. The stories can break us and make us whole again. I'm a disciple of stories because I know how powerful they are. Viewer, subscribers, I am privileged to share this virtual campfire with you. I'm looking forward to sharing and hearing more.